Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy, Bro Hot Makandi, back with some more choices that matter. And the sun went out, and when we last left off, we found Yumi, the guy from or the kid from Egypt that Etienne was gonna meet, and we're gonna meet Etienne at a I don't remember what they said, but it's someplace in Istanbul, and he made a final prophecy and said that the sun will disappear one last time and it won't come back after that. And it's going to be when the I think he said the winter solstice in the western happens. When that happens, that's when the sun goes away for good. So now we're now living off of borrowed time now. So I decided that I'm going to tell my boss about this, which I believe my boss is Dolores, I believe. So this is what Penny, Yumi's adopted mother, says. Why not? She asked. Who do you even work for? They don't have a proper name, I admitted. She frowned at me. What is it then? Some kind of research institute? A charity? The CIA? No, I said, nothing like that. My employer is its money, incarnate. They keep me on a long leash because all the chaos of the sun outage is beneficial from a big name client. But the absolute end of the sun would be bad for business. She turned to look out the window rather than facing me and addressed her remarks to the view. There have been so many secrets and lies and cover-ups, she said. I just can't stand adding one more. Modi, I said, please investigate strategic places to release this information and advise us how to continue. Yes, teacher. Does your device know how to analyze international political and cultural trends? Penny asked. Wow, I could actually continue this, but uh, 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 it'll buy some time to think without feeling like we're slacking off. It's kind of a sentient internet, except Modi's kind. I'll say that. Fine, she said. I'll be honest, I could really use some sleep. Let's keep the secret until tomorrow. That sounds good to me, I admitted. I laid awake for what felt like forever, trying to scrape together enough knowledge from all my travels to decide the best course of action. It was a guilty relief to know the decision really belonged to Penny and not to me. General Resource Incorporated, the company's client, would be pleased. I woke up and discovered I'd overslept and we were already running through Istanbul. Penny apologized, saying she thought I needed the sleep. Yumi had dark circles under his eyes, but he was smiling. Oh god. Teacher, I have completed my assessment and decided on the timing and order of the spread of Yumi's prediction. Do it, said Penny, but be careful that it doesn't give away our location. Modi's screen went blank as it began spreading the cultural information throughout the world. It was still blank as we drew close to Istanbul Central Station, glad that our journey was over at last. Yeah, that's where Etienne was going to meet us, at the Central Station. I stood at the window with my bag ready to go, searching the station platform for Etienne's face. Instead, I saw Dolores. Huh? Huh? Why is Dolores there? Oh, I know. She came to get some of that. She came to get some of that. Ew. She came to get some of that dull. Some of the dull. Penny, my supervisor's here. She'll protect us. Penny, my supervisor's here. Don't let her see Yumi. No, I trust Dolores now. I trust her. So, Penny, my supervisor's here. She'll protect us. Penny shook her head at me. You just told me your employer is only interested in money. You're right, I said. We'd better part ways. I'll distract Dolores. Oh, man. Yumi tried his best to squeeze under the bunk beds, and I realized Modi was missing from my wrist. He took Modi. Yumi, I said, this is very serious, and we don't have time for lingering farewells. Give me Modi right now. He whimpered and curled his body around Modi. Penny knelt beside him as the train came to a complete halt. I'm so sorry, Yumi, but it's not safe for us to stay with Modi. The boy shook his head, clinging to Modi with both hands. Yank it out his hands. Oh, hell no. Hell no. I'm not gonna take it by force. She gonna get mad as fuck. Let Penny get Modi. She's his mother. I tried to hide my impatience as Penny talked softly to Yumi, and Yumi acted as if he didn't hear her. Outside the doors, I heard another passenger disembark and then silence as we were left alone. Penny, I said. She took a deep breath, apologized to Yumi one more time, and yanked Modi from his hands, passing my device to me as Yumi howled with grief. I'm sorry, I said. Goodbye, Yumi. Goodbye, Penny. I rushed off the platform, spotted Etienne, and grabbed him, pulling him with me as I headed to the spot I'd seen Dolores. Yumi's on the train with his mother, I said. My supervisor's on the platform. I need to keep them separate. Understood, he said. Where should I go? Stay with me. Stay with me, bro. Please. I need you just in case Dolores ain't about that shit. She like, oh, I see what you've been doing. When you hang up the phone, you've been trying to flirt, huh? Okay, I see you, and then start throwing punches. Is Yumi safe, he asked. Good to see you, by the way. Yes, I said. Safer when I'm not there, in any case. He's been adopted and his mother's with him. Okay, said Etienne, casting one last glance at the train, holding the child he'd been searching for. Help me distract Dolores, I said. Absolutely, he said. We made our way across the platform to where Dolores stood, looking annoyed. Her long hair was tangled by the wind, and I suddenly remembered how much she enjoyed using her height to intimidate me. Oh, hell no, she gonna try to intimidate me with height. It ain't gonna work this time. It ain't gonna work this time. I greeted her, circling around to stand on her other side so she wasn't facing the platform anymore. Hello, said Etienne. Dolores raised her eyebrow at me, ignoring the hand Etienne held out for her to shake. Well, you can at least shake the man's hand. Come on now, don't be rude. What took you so long, she said to me, and since when did you mix business with pleasure? Hey, no, he's not giving me the dick, okay? No, that ain't happening. No, I'm giving someone else the dick, okay? That's what's happening. My private life is just that, private. Etienne is Professor Sol's son and a park warden. Our investigations often overlap. That is true, but my private life is just that. Private. I don't know. I'm gonna tell her my private life is just that. Private. I see, said Dolores. It wasn't an apology, but it was as close as I was ever likely to get. She never says sorry. Come on then, said Dolores. I booked us a hotel. Oh, just like old times, I said. I bet you've got a car waiting too. I hired a truck, said Etienne. His voice was perfectly calm, too calm. He knew Dolores hadn't warned me she was coming. Dolores cleared her throat. Yes, I have a car. 2-seater, I'm afraid. Ditto, said Etienne. Oh no, I'm gonna have to choose who to go with. I'm gonna have to choose who to go with. I don't want to make Dolores any more mad, but I don't want to make Etienne mad either. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. They're bringing out the hard choices now. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Baba Ko. Fuck it. I'm going with Dolores. I want to know why the hell she's there. How the hell she tracked me down and why the hell she's just there. Go to the hotel with Dolores. An hour later, the three of us sat together in the hotel's restaurant. Dolores scowled at Etienne, and Etienne met her rudeness with bland good humor. Dolores! Stop it! He's my friend, okay? You stop it! I swung wildly between amusement and annoyance. You know why I'm here, of course, said Dolores. Even before you started draining accounts to pay the mafia, your spending was prodigious. Etienne raised his eyebrows. I'm curious, Dolores. How did you get to Istanbul from the States? My jet, she said smoothly, daring him to comment on her hypocrisy. That sounds convenient, said Etienne before I could get a word in. How did you even find me, I asked. Not that I was hiding, but you just showed up. Your tracker, of course, she said. Dang, I should have checked the tracker! Dang it! Etienne's cool deserted him. He turned pale with fury and clenched the handle of his coffee cup so hard I expected it to shatter. Dolores reached across the table and tapped Modi, giving me an odd feeling that I'd been betrayed by my device. Modi, you better not be like, hello, Master Dolores. If you say that, I'm sorry I did not warn you, teacher. You need to warn me about these things. Dolores jerked back her hand and stared at Modi. Since when do Modicons initiate conversation, let alone apologize? Etienne shot me a swift glance of warning. I'm gonna just play it off like I taught him that. Took me forever to teach it that. Realistic, isn't it? Indeed, said Dolores slowly, her eyes never leaving Modi. Uh-oh. She took off her own Modicon and laid it on the table. How about we swap devices for a few days? It'll be good for them to get exposure to different owners, don't you think? No! I belong to teacher, not to you. Get on, Modi! Dolores jerked her head around and stared at Modi, her expression a mixture of confusion and wonder. I shrugged. I don't think they're programmed for multiple owners. I was starting to wonder if Modi was more unique than I had initially thought. Dolores pressed her lips together and I knew she was reining in her temper because of Etienne. Well, she said finally, I've had a long journey. Excuse me. She strode away and Etienne finally relaxed. I'm so glad you're here, we said in unintentional unity and laughed. He leaned forward. There's something I think you should see at the Hagia Sophia. A famous building here in Istanbul. Yeah, I know about the Hagia. Don't worry. I'm not sure if you want her along. It's to do with my father's diary. Shall we go now? Absolutely. Yes, we oughta get going. Dolores caught us at the door, her eyes narrowing at us in suspicion. Going somewhere? Ah! Oh, no! Oh! God, I should have known better not to sneak away without her. You know she gonna catch me no matter what. She gonna use my tracker. Why don't you join us? Etienne said smoothly when he realized I didn't have a response. Alright. The three of us hurried from the hotel and piled into a taxi rather than splitting up again. The Hagia Sophia was stunning and enormous. Yeah, they built it to be big. That's like the significance of it. Etienne smiled at my gapping, and I had Modi take photographs for me as we approached. Several groups protested outside, a Christian group claiming the museum built for Jesus, a Muslim group asking to have their mosque restored to them, and others with motifs of the sun tattooed on their forehead. Oh God. Oh good, I muttered. Another sun cult. Can we get a move on? Dolores asked. I've seen old buildings before, you know. Etienne led us inside and through the museum. An earthquake damaged the building in 1344. Some parts collapsed and had to be rebuilt later that century. The symbol I saw was in that section. There. Do you see it? About 10 feet up, the stone in the shadow there? I see it. I don't, I admitted. Modi, can you take a photo for me? And please use silent mode from now on. It is too far away, teacher. Do I look like a zoom lens to you? Here's a copy of the symbol. What? Oh, that's a symbol that's been showing up like a couple times. Why is this important, Modi? Professor Soul was investigating the same symbol. I was about to ask Modi what Soul's connection was to the Hagia Sophia when I realized the truth. There wasn't one. The symbol wasn't just in Turkey. It meant something throughout the world. Oh. Well, said Dolores, what does it mean? I don't want to make Etienne mad. Like, I don't know if... Because he doesn't trust her. I do. But I don't want to make Etienne mad. Whatever. Professor Soul found something and Etienne is retracing his path. Is this why you're in Turkey? Dolores asked me. I was following leads, yes, I said. Did you have another lead for me? Yes, she said. Walk with me. We followed her obediently back out to the closest taxi rank. We know there's a fake Italian astronaut, said Dolores, but we don't know why. Another cover-up, I said. They're going around at the moment as every government in the world is trying to keep their people from revolting, and many of them aren't succeeding. No, said Dolores, it's more than that. If he's still alive, then where is he? If he's dead, then where is his body? What happened to him? Where's the real astronaut? And why is that one man worth such a lot of trouble to conceal? Okay, I said, so we try to find the real astronaut? Yes and no, she said. What we need is data about what happened on the International Space Station. That means going to NASA. Oh. It's finally time to go home. There's no point wasting time, she said. I'll let my team know to expect us in a couple of hours. Dang, she has a team with her? Great, I said, looking forward to understanding everyday conversations without needing Modi to constantly translate. And what will you be doing? She asked Etienne. I winced at her lack of tact, but Etienne cast me an apologetic look rather than a look of annoyance. Actually, I have a lead here in Istanbul that I'd like to investigate. Oh, I said, suddenly thinking of Yumi again. I wish we had more times to compare notes. I'm sure you'll meet your contact. Yeah! We dropped Etienne at the hotel and picked up our things. I managed to steal a few short moments with Etienne, and he showed me his transcripts of Professor Soul's encoded diary on paper, of course. Typical Etienne. The symbol from the Hagia Sophia was there, but we couldn't tell why. I'm not going to find Yumi, he said, although I'd appreciate his mother's phone number if that's alright. I'm looking for the children of Gaia to help make sense of the work I've done on my father's diary so far. I hope there are answers in there, I said. All my other leads are pointing to a certain type of person, someone worthy to be a sacrifice, and before the southern hemisphere's winter solstice, when the sun will vanish for good. Etienne's eyes widened. That's not long. And a sacrifice? Really? I know, I said. Poor Yumi is terrified. He thinks he has to sacrifice himself to save the world. The park warden sighed and nodded. I'd better get going, he said, and you too. Wait, I stopped him. There's something else, Edo. Santiago's dead. He was turned on by his own people and the mafia. Sharon saw it. Etienne turned while as a sheet and then slid down the wall to sit on the floor. I followed him, putting an arm around my friend. So it's done, he croaked. My father is avenged. You would be proud of who you are, I murmured, and so am I. Me too! Get them hearts out your eyes. I sat with him in silence until Modi warned me that Dolores was calling to ask what was taking so long. I knew that if I didn't leave, she would come in. Stay in touch. I returned to Dolores with a lump in my throat that her rented Ferrari did nothing to ease. Oh no. She drove us to one of Palermo's airports in a thoughtful silence. The jet made the Ferrari look like a second-hand skateboard. It was a glorious luxury vehicle, and I was surprised Dolores had even bothered renting a hotel. It featured several bedrooms, one of which was already occupied by Dolores' favorite henchman. They were sleeping, so Dolores took the wheel. With very few planes flying, it didn't take long for a flight plan to be approved, and then we were off. Flying home, at last. My co-pilot is Dagger and her partner is Crank, Dolores told me. Okay, I said, wondering why she felt the need to mention their names before they woke up. She cleared her throat. You may recognize them from when they escorted you to Peru on my behalf. You hold up. You mean the kidnappers is here? Escorted. At first I was confused, but then I remember how I got to Peru. You mean kidnapped? This is the pair of thugs that abducted me? Keep your voice down, she said. It was the most efficient way to get you get you there. By killing brain cells? By shooting me? I can't believe you did that. She shrugged. I left her alone in the cockpit. And she says that she cares about her employees. Teacher, turn on the news. Uh-oh, what happened? I turned on the in-flight television and stood staring at a visibly shaken newsreader reporting on a coordinated attack on NASA itself, a combination of hacking and bombs. Oh no. Great, NASA. Great. Dolores shouted from the cockpit. Are you seeing this? I'm watching the news now, I shouted back. Several artifacts of enormous historical importance were also destroyed, said the newsreader. The primary and backup data banks were completely destroyed, suggesting that NASA's confidential information was the true target of this attack. I couldn't hear anything else after that. Our last lead was hidden somewhere in NASA. Now it was all gone. No, I whispered. Why? What were they hiding? And what would we do now? Arc 10 complete. Oh my god. What the fuck? You and 44% of players met Yumi in Istanbul and were flying home when NASA was attacked. Oh my god. Begin. No. Later. Begin Arc 11. Oh god. The rumbling of the jet's engines, which felt like they were just under my head, woke me from a fitful dream. Feeling alright, mate? Hold on. No. I know that ain't who it think I is. Oh, I groaned and opened my eyes and she sure leaned over me. Yes, Lord. She was steadying herself by bracing her hands against the bulkhead. Yes. Ron, I jumped out of the bed and embraced her warmly. It's good to see you. She laughed as we sat on the bed beside each other. You look rough, mate. I sighed. Our lead was blown up with NASA and there's nothing I can do about it, so I'm just sweet. I turned to her. Not that I'm complaining, but what are you doing here? When did we pick you up? I asked. About the same time as everyone else? Everyone else? I missed something, didn't I? I asked Sharon, looking around at the people milling about. Mate, you missed most of it, she laughed, clapping my shoulder. Apparently, while I was asleep, Dolores had been collecting people. There were both familiar faces and strangers in the comfortable interior of the jet. They were chatting easily amongst themselves. The only person who seemed to be alone was Dolores, in the cockpit. That being said, Crank and Dagger, kidnappers, spies, and lackeys to Dolores, were standing by the open cockpit door, and they seemed to be in a serious discussion. In unison, they looked up and nodded at me in greeting. I swallowed and nodded back. Nice to know they were on our side. Oh, God. They probably aren't. They're hiding something, I bet. I bet it. Etienne was standing with Miss Inamoto, or Matron, the woman who ran the secret base of scientists in Japan, back before Santiago blew it up. Okay, so Etienne's here. Yes! The gang's all here. The gang's all here. They were happily exchanging stories. She leaned against him and chuckled, her composure clearly unaffected by recent events. A jovial sort of man was sitting in the corner, taking notes and getting advice from whoever would listen while watching those around him talk. Petrus, from Indonesia, I was informed by the quiet voice beside me. Oh, it's Petrus! We met him already, the world-famous scientist and philanthropist. He brought together researchers from all over the world to try and figure things out and provide a sanctuary for those who were in danger. Next to Petrus was a man I hadn't seen since Flying Falls. Wong, the Chinese Aetherite. Oh, Wong! Oh, shit! He was in a long coat, and the tall blonde woman next to him had a hint of Asian features in her face. Wong noticed me and made his way to me. When I last saw him, he was half buried under a collapsed tunnel. It's good to see you're all better, I said to him. I was worried for a while that Santiago's cult got to you. Thanks, he said, and we shook hands. He had a pained look on his face. Many more attempts were made on my life since we parted ways. I survived each time, but many of my friends didn't. I nodded grimly, not knowing what to say. Wong glanced back at the young woman who he was with. Anyways, let's catch up later. I'm in the middle of something. Ooh. I agreed and went back to the woman. I agreed and he went back to the woman. I wondered if she was an alien too. I need to end this video. Come on. On the opposite end of the cabin, a woman I didn't know was talking closely with a young male friend. She was dark-skinned and beautiful. Alright, you know what? I think I'm just going to end the video right in the middle of this. So, I'm going to see you guys in the next video. And, bye.